Dominating!
And now for the starting grid for the Daytona 500. In the front row, it's Ricky Rudd and Richard Petty. Row 2 is the Chevrolet of Cole Trickle and the Buick of Bobby Hillin Jr. Row 3, Terry Labonte and Darrell Waltrip. And row 4, Mark Martin and AJ Foyt. Row 5, Harry Ganton and Jimmy Spencer. Row 6, Dale Earnhardt and Rusty Wallace. Row 7, the Fords of Davey Allison and Alan Kawicki. Row 8, Neil Bonnet and Morgan Shepherd. And rounding out the field in row 9 is Bill Elliott and Ken Schrader. It's a beautiful sunny day here at the racetrack as 18 cars prepare to go at it for 25 laps. I'm Mr. Sir 1995, your commentator for today's race. And we could expect to see something not usually seen in our series. As you know, our last series, or my last series on this channel, featured the 2001 car set. Well, this is basically the 1989 car set with a couple of exceptions, Cole Trickle being one of the biggest ones, being from Days of Thunder. And it uses the Winston Cup 1990s mod. So we should see a little bit of a different roster of drivers. Also, I have set the ratings for all drivers to be completely even, so they should have a good, even, and pretty much wild race. So, without further ado, let's get to the start of this Daytona 500. Cars getting ready to get the command here.
Drivers, start your engines!
And there it is. And they begin to roll off. 18 cars prepared to do battle for 25 laps. It should be a really good race. Ricky Rudd is going to be leading the field away. And you have to kind of wonder what it's going to be like with all these cars being completely even like they are. Field now going through their pace laps. You'll notice that the grandstand... Oh wait, never mind. The grandstands are right there. I thought I'd turn them off for performance reasons, but everything is here as they get ready to go green for 25 racing laps here at Daytona. Those of you who have not seen any kind of the draft is best friend and also be his worst enemy here, depending on who he has to help him and if he even has anyone to help him at all. To win at Daytona, you need a friend. And Ricky Rudd certainly hopes he has plenty of friends back in that field behind him, because he's going to be leading this field to green. And we'll see if he can hold the lead all the way through this race. It's going to be 25 laps. If he can lead for 25 laps, that's going to be impressive. First race of 16 in the new Mr. Sir 1995 NASCAR season. Pace car pulls off. And there it is. Green flag is out and we're underway. Coming around and already going for the lead is Cole Trickle, so Rudd did not lead. Rudd's not going to lead for very long because here comes Trickle pulling Labonte and Martin with him. Cole Trickle in that Superflow number 46, and he's not going to lead very long because he pulls up and gets sandwiched in the middle. And here comes Labonte on the inside to lead it. And Petty, who started up on the outside of row 2, has dropped back to about 8th. And as they come around to complete the first lap, it is Labonte who leads them down. Followed closely by Martin, Gant, and Earnhardt. Earnhardt really pushed his way up through there because he started way down deep in the field. Here comes Martin for the lead. Are we going to see this kind of exchange for the lead all through this race? Because Martin's not going to have it for very long, because here comes Earnhardt. You see from the copter cam. They come off of turn 4. Earnhardt gonna lead that one by just a nose. And for the first time all day, we see that the bottom line really isn't able to get past that top line. Martin has plenty of help and a strong Ford, and he's going to pull ahead of Earnhardt. The top line being the dominant one right now as Martin pulls down in front of Earnhardt to lead them back to the flag for the 4th time. Or for the 3rd time. 4th. I don't know, I can't keep count. But Martin is your leader, pulling ahead by at least a car length and a half ahead of Earnhardt, and Earnhardt goes to the high line, then drops back to the bottom, trying to get any help he can to catch this Stroh's light. Number 6. Earnhardt pulling up on him. Is he going to make a move going into turn 3? I don't think so. Doesn't have enough help. Here comes Neil Bonnet up, Earnhardt's buddy. See Bonnet there in that number 21. And Bonnet's going to make a move on Earnhardt. Side by side for second place as Martin leads them by again. 190 mile an hour racing. And Martin so far is shown to be the most dominant car in the field. The only driver who's led more than one lap. And he's still pulling away. Here comes the rest of the Fords. Or at least 2 of the Fords, Neil Bonnet and Bill Elliott, but they just can't seem to keep working together long enough to catch Martin. And Martin pulls further away. Now Wallace is going to get up there on the bottom line and try his hand at it. And that 27 pulls up behind the 6, but just can't get enough momentum on the outside as Jimmy Spencer comes up in the 57, followed by Waltrip, and there's Alan Kawicki. And this is the closest they've been all day to Martin. Spencer pulls out. Martin led that lap, but Spencer has Kawicki pushing. Martin has Waltrip. Here they come, 2 by 2. Meanwhile, 3 wide in the back there, right behind them for a moment. And it still is towards the middle of the field. You see Wallace way up high. And it looks like Spencer's going to secure the lead for now, but don't think he can hold off that 7 unless he pulls down. And he's going to, and Jimmy Spencer is going to lead them around to complete the 7th lap. There it is, 7 laps are in the books. And Spencer got up there and led him one. That's going to help him in the championship battle at the very least. Oh! Almost got into Petty's car. 3 wide for the lead. Petty got caught in the middle and Allison goes to the front. Davey Allison pushes that Ford through there. and got to the front, but here comes the two Chevys of Cole Trickle and Dale Earnhardt on the inside. It was Spencer who led lap 7, and as they come around, it's Cole Trickle who's going to lead lap 8. Maybe... No! Earnhardt had him beat by an inch! Nope, they're going to say that Trickle led that lap. Here comes Rudd, our pole sitter. And in the span of 9 laps, he's right back up front. Labonte is there as well, and here comes Allison. He wants to get back to the front. And we can't forget how dominant that 6 car looked at the beginning. Labonte comes off the corner. And as Labonte takes the field down to lead the 9th lap, we're going to step aside and take a short break, and we'll be right back, folks. Welcome back to Daytona, folks, as Terry Labonte continues to lead the race. There you see him right there. Here comes Elliott to the inside. He's got Wallace pushing. You have to wonder if that 9 car really can pull up front and stay there. And as I speak, Wallace goes into the lead in that number 27 Kodiak car. "11 laps complete this time by, now working the 12th lap. Here comes Waltrip to the inside. The Chevrolets have not led a lot today. It has been a mostly Ford show. Look at Wallace fighting back on the outside. GM Power up in the front right there. Chevy on the inside, Pontiac on the outside. As they come off the corner, will Allison try to make it 3 wide? No, he won't. And Waltrip's going to lead the halfway lap. That's right, folks. We are now entering the second half of this race. With Darrell Waltrip as your leader. But for how much longer? He keeps pulling up to the wall. And really committing the same kind of mistakes that a lot of other drivers have been doing here. But he's going to retain the lead through the backstretch. With Allison's forward on his heels. And there's Bobby Hillen, a surprising front runner here. And Hillen's going to try to go for second against Allison. We got a battle for second here as Bobby Hillen puts his Buick in there. And now he's going to go straight for the lead. He's not going to have enough momentum, I don't think. No, he is. He's going to shove the 17 up. And Bobby Hillen takes the lead. Can he lead all the way back around? Not if Kowicki has anything to say about it. And there's that pink number 46, the Superflow machine of Cole Trickle. He's back up there. Oh, this is going to be close. Can Trickle hold him off? Or can Kowicki hold him off? He held him off that time. Or at least led that lap. But here comes Trickle charging hard. And Cole Trickle goes back to the lead. Look at him. I think they're looking to split him. And there's that 6 car. He's back up front. Trickle shuts the door in his face, though. Coming off the fourth turn, Martin's going to pull out. And coming across the line, Martin didn't quite get him. Trickle led that lap. But it's Mark Martin's number 6 that is back up front. And look there, the 43 of Richard Petty. Being pushed by Earnhardt now. Earnhardt's going to leave him out to dry. On the high line, Rudd's going to go and pick up the king. But just like we saw earlier, oh, Petty got down in front of Earnhardt. Just like we saw earlier, though, all this battling is going on for second place, and the 6 cars running away with it. But of course, we both know, or we all know, that Martin can't afford to get too far ahead, or else they'll run him down in the draft, and he'll be left in the dust. And for the most part, it seems as though all 18 cars are still in the draft after 17 laps. And there's the 46 once again pushing Earnhardt. Those two seem to work really well together. Those two Chevrolets definitely in sync. But can they catch that 6? Because there's a lot of power underneath that Roush hood. And Trickle's going to pull out and leave Earnhardt up high. And he's going to pull Bobby Hillin with him. And now they're going to go for the lead. But Trickle pulls in behind the 6. What is he doing? And Hillin almost got into the inside of the 46. If these drivers could just work together for a couple of laps, they would put Martin in the dust like they did before. But as it is, that 6 car is dominating this race. Into the 19th lap we go. And the laps are winding down as Cole Trickle tries to catch Mark Martin. But Labonte's going to leave him out to dry. If he can get any help, he can't. Labonte pulled out, could not get any kind of help on the bottom. Now Elliott pulls up behind him, bringing a string of cars. That includes Jimmy Spencer and Ricky Rudd, but it's too little too late in that case. And now Elliott's going to leave Labonte out to dry on the outside. And here he comes to the inside, trying to catch up to Martin, but he doesn't have enough momentum, and Martin's going to slide down in front of him. And this is going to leave Cole Trickle up high. But look at Elliott's 9. He pulls right up to the back of that 6 car. And of course, Elliott, well known to be a dominant force at Daytona. But there's not going to be any overtaking here for the lead. Spencer pulled out, would not help Elliott. Of course, Elliott did kind of drift up high. And here they go to complete the 20th lap as Spencer goes for second. Caution free thus far in this race. And Martin holding off the charges of everybody in the field. No one seems to be willing to work with each other. And now Spencer's going for the lead. We knew it had to happen. Does he have enough help? Is AJ Foyt going to be enough? Here comes Earnhardt pulling up behind Foyt to give him a little extra help. He's pulling Labonte with him. And as they come off the 4th turn, Jimmy Spencer is fighting for the lead on the inside with Mark Martin. Foyt's going to push him ahead just enough to give him second place at least. He didn't quite get the lead there, and Martin may be able to push back ahead of him. He's got that Ford of Kawicki up behind him, but no. Spencer pushes ahead, and as he does this, we're going to step aside for just a few minutes, for just a minute, back to show you the last few exciting laps. Welcome back to Daytona as the cars come out of turn number 4. It's still a side-by-side battle. Here comes Foyt! AJ Foyt to make it 3 wide for the lead. And Martin is still up there. But Kawicki got shuffled up, and that's going to take away his help as Spencer pulls in behind the 6 neatly. And look at Earnhardt. That 3 car has been a sleeper for the most part during this race. He helped Cole Trickle get to the lead a couple of times, but for the most part, we haven't heard a whole lot out of the Intimidator. But now, as they come around to get 2 to go, it is Dale Earnhardt who leads them down. But not for much longer, because here comes Terry Labonte. Who is going to win this thing? This is going to come down to the last lap. Wallace is there. And Waltrip. Those two have been together pretty much all day. But Labonte retains the lead as they come around to get the white flag. 1 more lap to go. This time by and Waltrip to the inside. On the last lap, it's the 17. Here comes Davey Allison. That 28 car pushes past the 17. Cole Trickle to help him, but will keep him out to dry coming off the 4th turn. It's going to come down to the very end of it, folks. Here they come off of the 4th turn for the final time. Cole Trickle pulls out. It's going to be a photo finish down to the end of it. Trickle pushed by Kawicki, and Trickle wins it. Cole Trickle, your winner in the Daytona 500. What an amazing finish. I could not believe that. It came right down to the end of the final lap, and in a photo finish, Cole Trickle just noses ahead of Davey Allison to win the Daytona 500. Absolutely incredible. Well, this is a finish you're going to remember for a long time, folks, if you watched it all the way through to the end. Stay tuned for the official finishing order. Well, there you have it, folks. That is the running order at the end of this race. 3/100ths of a second is all Cole Trickle beat Davey Allison by to win the race. It was a close race all the way to the end. And Earnhardt, who led with barely 3 laps to go, got shuffled all the way back to 12th to finish it. And Mark Martin, whose car was so dominant for so many laps, finished 15th. Not a good day for him. He picked the worst time to get shuffled back. And so that's going to wrap it up for us here today, folks, at Daytona. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy the video. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Mr. Sir 1995, and we'll see you next week at Rockingham. Peace out.